Hey, Sneekylinux back for just another sneaky quickie. Found a bit more time to do another video, and a quick one actually. I've got some others in the pipeline for tomorrow. I've got some time off, so time off. Woo! P-do, as they say. Well, anyway, I've only had time to do a bit of YouTubing, watching really the past a good few weeks because I've had a lot of stuff to do. Basically, too much. Getting stuff ready for classes and stuff like that for what I do in the real world. Okay. Anyway, on my little travels around the tube, I was going through some Linux stuff, and I use a lot of Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. And I done a video not so long ago on the Raspian Pixel OS X86 for PC and Mac or whatever. Okay. Now at the moment it is in beta, or it's in testing stage actually at the moment. So it's not for real use. It's just a test to see how it went, and it went pretty well, I thought personally, for me. And lots of other people. It is not meant for high-end machines, okay? It's meant for getting that old machine going. This is in my personal opinion, by the way, that you was about to chuck out that will make it usable, especially for educational purposes. Say you've got a laptop or two at home, and you was going to chuck them out, and maybe a school or a club or a library might need them or want them. You can chuck a little USB, little tiny dongle. Yeah, tiny dongle. I'm just going to change the screen. Hang on. Tiny dongle. Into the side, and it will just run from the USB stick, okay? Hopefully USB 2. USB 1, it don't really matter. Now, it doesn't actually matter what size the stick is, but the bigger the better, of course, okay? Because if you run it from a disk, it doesn't save anything, okay? So I've opened up my Raspberry, what am I talking about? My Oracle virtual machine box thing here, okay? I have used other stuff as well, but I'll just use this because it does what it says on the tin. And I've got 3 OSs running at the same time here. I've got Linux Lite 3.2 beta. This one is X-Lite Enlightenment, which is a bit of a... When it's running, it's fantastic. I'll show you. When it's running, it's fantastic. But when it's not, it's a pain, okay? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. We're here to talk about... Let's just minimise that, and minimise that. We're here to talk about Raspbian Pixel for the X86. That's for PC and Mac. Or Linux or whatever. Now, I watched the video the other night. Some guy, a Linux guy actually, from the States or Canada, obviously from his accent, and he got halfway through his video and he just basically started slagging it off, saying, well, what use is it? It's an OS built for 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Well, that's not strictly true. Yes, it was built originally from Debian, which it is still, for running on the Raspberry Pi, and it's done really well. And the advent of Pixel means, because the Raspberry Pi 3 is so much better at running, yeah, it is, it's almost computer-like use, okay? Yes, you will get some glitches, but remember, it's the size of a credit card and only costs 25 squids, okay? It's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Yes, you can go down the shop or a second-hand shop. You might be able to pick up a desktop for around about, what should we say, 30, 40, 50 quid. I've got loads here. I've just had to clear one of my lockups up, and I had so mmany bloody tower systems in there. I actually pulled them apart and actually took them down to the recycling centre. I just took out the bits that were any good to me. The rest went. I mean, there was actually a Duran 800 there. I know. I've actually pulled it out and I've put it in a little box because that might be worth a few bits or bobs in around about 50 years' time as an antique. Right, back to Raspbian Pixel for PC and Mac. Right, it is a nice desktop to use. It is really, really nice to use. Yes, it's LXDE with OpenBox, as far as I'm aware, or a mix of, okay? And it will do anything you want it to do, as I said in my video. I'm sure I can't do it full screen for you here right at the moment, because it just doesn't want to play on my graphics driver in the box, basically, at the end of the day. But if you just plug it in, a USB little sticky, it'll run fine in 1080, no problem at all. It'll give you what you want. Now, you will have to update it and add some repositories to get it running like a new machine. But remember, it's only a beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it. It will do anything you want it to do. And the guy was trying to run some games in it. And of course it's not going to run. It's just not going to run. You're not going to have the proper drivers in it for it to run. It's just not going to work. But for the average user, or for a child you wanted to have their own desktop, this is ideal. So you've got that old desktop lying around, yeah. It's doing nothing. It's got a load of dust on it. Just get all the dust off it. Put the USB stick in and run it from there. 32 gigabytes, in my personal opinion, is fine. That's more than enough room to get all your stuff on. Yes, you won't get a full music library in there, but at the end of the day, that's not what it's for, okay? If it's for a child that's going to learn stuff with Scratch, I'm going to open it up for you. Yes, Scratch 1 is only available here in the machine itself. But that's just the way it works, okay? That's nothing apart from that. Okay, so we'll close that window. But remember, you can use Scratch 2 in the browser. So I'll show you again. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. Yeah. So, yes, I know I'm going there. Go away. So we go to Scratch. And this is the main thing used in schools around the world, okay? If you've got a Windows machine or a Mac machine, you can get the offline version. But I will say, it's not perfect, okay? It does crash and it does hang. And if you're in the UK and you've got schools with older hardware, or the hardware is not maintained properly, yeah, I'm saying again, properly, you'll have some problems in your classroom. But as you can see, we go to Create. You will have to right-click that because it's going to run Flash, because it runs on Flash. I do wish they would change that real soon. And you can run the latest one. No problem at all. And if your kids come home from school, he's been to Code Club, or she's been to Code Club, or done IT in school, and they've done this, they can carry on with whatever they're doing at school. No problem at all. That's why I don't have a problem with it. Plus, for mums and dads or grannies and granddads, it will play YouTube. Yes, you can install Skype. You can do whatever you want. You can have instant messaging, anything you really want on it, on that USB stick. It's only meant at the moment to run from a USB stick, okay? There is no installer. No. There will be. There will be. As you know, yesterday they came out with a Raspberry Pi 0W, and I read in some things online that basically they're going to concentrate on software for a little while now, because they update the Pi about every 2 to 3 years. So it was 2 years ago that Zero was introduced. I think it was 2 years. So they never got the 0W. The Pi 3 was introduced. Was it last year? You know what? I forgot. So the Pi itself will have incremental updates, and then you'll get a major update in maybe 2 years' time, which isn't no big deal. 25 squids. I'm not moaning. I can get plenty done with mine. I can actually use it as a real desktop. It doesn't bother me. It works. It does exactly what I want it to do. I actually plug it in sometimes when I don't need to use 8 cores and 16 bleeding threads. You know what I mean? I need a little tiny computer to do what I need to do, which I can do on this. And I've shown you how to install stuff before. I'm not going to do it again here because I don't have to. You can go watch the other video. No problem at all. Yeah. But once you get optimized for your machine, it will work perfectly. So I was really disappointed because he's supposed to be a Linux guy. Okay. And he just wanted things to be perfect straight away. And that's not how it's always been. If you've been like me and been using Linux for, well, put it this way, I didn't have so many grey hairs when I first started using Linux. No. And the new ones weren't induced by Linux, it's just age. I'm very old now. I've been doing this a very long time. I've actually been doing YouTube videos for a long time now. But I was always using Linux before that. Yeah. So I'm quite a long-term user in the scheme of things, if you know what I mean. Hang on, I forgot to desktop preferences. Oh no, okay. Okay, there. We've got any what? Yeah, we have. I knew we had some new ones. Let's change that. I'm going to go to Mountain, see? No problem. Remember, it is LXD, so it's going to be quick anyway. But if you've got an old machine, especially old laptops, it will run perfectly. Remember, it's 32-bit, not 64. Okay? So it will run on nearly anything you've got in your house. So yeah, that Linux guy, he was just saying like it was no good and what's the point of it. I just don't think you get it, and maybe Linux ain't for you. If you want the top-notch things, maybe you need to go to a different distribution if you want to stay with Linux for that sort of thing, okay? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's my little rant out of the way anyway. And it's supposed to be a sneaky quickie. As you can see, running all these machines at the same time, I'll just click Control for you. It's no big deal. It'll run them all. No problem at all. I mean, earlier today, I had one... I've deleted quite a few, actually. I think I had 8 virtual machines running. Didn't bother the RAM or the CPU. Bearing in mind, I've got 64 gig of RAM on this one, so it's not going to bother me whatsoever, is it? No. Okay. Anyway, that's my little moan out of the way. Yeah, my little moan. Okay. Yeah, I feel better now. Sneeky Linux out. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.